Hello, I am Richard and this is my fish house. I've been building this for 2 years now and I wanted to make some videos to show you what I've done and how I've done it. I'm new to recording, but hopefully with a bit of editing we'll be able to put some videos together. I intend to do more videos on specific subjects like the lighting and the filtration and the fish I keep, but for this video it's just going to be a brief tour of the actual fish house and the pond at the back. The fish house mainly contains two 8-foot by 5-foot by 2.5-foot aquariums, as you can see here and on the left hand side. And the bottom contains basically 4 sumps with all of the filter media and the filtration inside, with 2 grow-on tanks at the bottom for anything too small to go into the main tank straight away. I've turned the pumps off at the minute to try and help with the sound in here, otherwise I don't think you'd be able to hear me. We'll now go on to looking at some of the fish individually. I'm currently doing a water change on the second tank at the minute, so the water's not all the way up. But you can see in here I have a silver arowana, which is probably around 28 inches long maybe now, along with a clown knife, which is also probably around the 2-foot mark at the minute. There's also 2 Oscars in here. In fact, one of the Oscars had to be moved into the other tank as them 2 paired off. So I've got 1 Oscar in that tank and 2 in this one. I've got a Tiger Dantoid, which is probably around the 1-foot mark now, as you can see with the Oscars. The aquascape is pretty bare in here, but it suffices for the time being. It's something I'll work on over the coming months, hopefully, or maybe the next year or so. I'll do individual profiles on some of these fish individually in future videos, talking more specifically about how long I've had them and what I feed them and how much they've grown since I bought them. Here's one of the Geophagus I've currently got in the bottom sump tank. This tank's normally specifically just for stingray pups, and the Geophagus is simply in there just to eat up any food, leftover food the pups don't eat. The last of the pups went though about 2 weeks ago, so at the minute the Geophagus are in here on their own, but there should be some more pups due within the next couple of weeks, so they won't be on their own for very long. This aquarium is my main stingray aquarium. There's currently 5 stingrays in here of various sizes. I've got the 4 tin foils in there, which are currently around 1 foot long, with the Oscar I mentioned in the previous section that I had to remove from the other tank. I've got 2 Severums in there, which I've had for years since my old aquariums, and they seem to get on with the stingrays. This stingray at the front is a hybrid stingray between a BD and a pearl stingray. Currently probably about 13 inches in size. And by far it likes swimming up the glass more than any of the other stingrays. Far more active. The other stingrays, although they're buried under the sand now, are actually mini marble Matoro stingray. I've got 2 females and the 2 smaller ones are 2 males. One of them's actually pregnant at the minute. Should have some more pups within the next month or so. I've had these now for about 5 years. And yeah, they was the inspiration for building this place in the first place, really. Hopefully at some point when they're a bit more active during feeding maybe, we can get some better video footage. But it's with me doing a water change on the other side, they're not as active with me banging around cleaning the glass and things on the other aquarium. I actually managed to find some footage from last week of the meeting, so you can actually see some of them without actually being buried under the sand. I think in this particular clip they was just eating a few pellets I'd thrown in. This is the underneath of the left-hand aquarium with the arowana in. It's on the same system. This is at the side of the sump. This tank's the only tank I've got with any plants in. It was more of an experiment really to see if they grow with such a small 10-watt LED light, but they've seemed to get on okay. As you can see, just scooting around the front here is my 2 gar I've currently got. Just buried under the plants there is my albino plec. Currently, with the pump being off, there's not a deal of circulation in here as the top tank's having a water change. There's also some 4-line PIM in the background there, living at the back. But overall, these bottom tanks are 3 foot by 4 foot, and like I said earlier, there is 4 of them. Again, hopefully in future videos we'll do some more detailed on the Pacific tanks and the fish in them. But again, this is just a quick tour of the general fish house. This is the pond at the back of the fish house. It's 5.5 metres by 3 metres by 2.5 metres deep. As you can see, it's got the window in the front. It's a gravity fed system with all the filtration at the back there. It's got air feed straight from the fish house at the back there, so that's warm air going into the pond. Most of the fish are still at the bottom at the minute, with it still being quite cold here. Hopefully we should start feeding possibly within the next week or so. You can see roughly what some of them are with the grass carp and koi. The sun's quite low at the minute, so we're getting a lot of glare off the water surface. Please leave a comment below with any questions. I intend to answer the questions in the comments field, but if a certain question pops up frequently, I'll try and base the future videos on the questions that's been asked more frequently. The questions will probably end up dictating the order in which I do the next few videos. I'll leave this last clip now playing at the end of the video. I did notice I did miss out some of the outside fish, specifically like the sturgeon. With the sun being as low as it was going to be really hard to ever be able to record them at the bottom of the pond at the minute. But I'll definitely try and do some videos of them in the future. So thanks for watching basically, and like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next week for the next video.